Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games, here today to look at Piggy Bank by Hoyle. Now, Hoyle is honestly one that is completely new to me. I've never heard of Hoyle before, and where I found it was, in of all places, the dollar store. It was a local Dollarama near me, and I found this one, so I read it, and it just seemed interesting. So I thought, you know what, why not give it a try and see? So let's take it right to the report card, and I'll tell you what I think of Piggy Bank. So looking at the number of players for Piggy Bank, I'm going to give it a B. Why do I give it the B? Because it plays between 2 to 4 players, and that's what you get when you play between 2 to 4 players. You get a B. Bs are good, and that's what this one gets. So for learning, I'm going to give the game an A, and I give it the A for a few reasons. One, because I think that the fact that it relates to things that kids will be able to find meaningful, like money, is very clever, and it's really going to help the students to be more motivated and more interested into playing the game, because it's not just numbers for the numbers' sake, it's numbers with a meaning. It's money. You're relating things to money here, and I think that's clever, you know, with the whole piggy bank theme and everything too. Really good. What's really cool is that, you know, there's 2 modes of play. So once the students are good with the addition, you can also do it the opposite way, and then just do it backwards, so you can do it for subtraction facts as well. So I thought that was a really nifty thing that they do in there, so that was one I liked. Plus which, when you really get down to it, like in the couple of times I sort of played through it a little bit to get a sense of the game, there is actually some really decent strategy in here which you can start to teach the kids as you're playing. So in a game for something so young, where you're teaching addition facts, subtraction facts, and strategy in such a simple little game, I'm amazed. So that's why I give it the A. For fun, I'm going to give the game a B+. I think that the game, you know, has some really fun things in there. It's reminds me a lot of like blackjack, where you have a certain number. Like in blackjack, you have 21, and you can't go over that. Well, in this game, and I'll show you when you take it to the table, and I'll show you how it's played. It's you have a number, a card on the piggy bank, and that is your limit. You can't go over that. So people are adding cards to the piles to try to, you know, get as close as you can to the limit without actually going over the limit. And so there's that whole thing of, you know, you're playing cards, and which cards are you playing? So if you're playing the high number cards first to try and get it to that point as quickly as possible, so that you're not the one caught out, or are you going to try and play low cards? When do you play the low cards, and when do you hold on to, you know, some cards are 0? So there's all these strategies that come into it, and it can actually make it more fun than you might expect than just being a simple, you know, dealing of cards. And as the kids start to develop and understand these strategies, it can make it more interesting even for the adults who will be playing with them. So overall, I was quite impressed with it, so that's why I give it the B+. For time, I'm going to give the game an A. The game says it plays 15 minutes, and it's very quick to set up. So, you know, I always consider in the time, the cleanup and the setup. It's very quick to set up, and it's going to be very quick to clean up as well. Plays 15 minutes, but again, when you go to an A category, you have to do something, and there has to be exceptional. B's are your good mark. That's you've done well. A's is there's something that's exceptional about it. So in this case, what is exceptional is that the whole game is played out like they're in the game. You get these little coins, they're called the gold coins. They're actually just yellow poker chips, and every player, you just distribute all the poker chips out evenly. Now they're supposed to be 18, but I only got 17 in my set, but that's okay. But you distribute those out evenly to all the players. So if there's 4 players, then you can make sure that each player gets, let's say, 4, and you play until one player has chips left and nobody else has any chips left, and so that's how you play. But who's to say that you can't play with less chips, right? So if everybody if you want just a very quick game, everybody plays with 1 chip. And when one person's out, then they can go off and do something else. If you're playing in a classroom and you're doing centers, then that person can go and do another activity while the other people finish off the game. So, you know, while I'm always not crazy about elimination, you know, by mitigating it by having less chips, this is another way to make the game go faster, and then that way people aren't left sitting out. For cost, I got it from the dollar store. What do you think I'm going to say? A+. $4, I think, was this one at the Dollarama. Gone are the days of the dollar stores, everything for $1, right? But so this one was like $4. But I mean, for $4, I mean, when can you ever get a game for $4? I think the cheapest game I've ever bought before was like, Cockroach Poker, Love Letter, some of those, and they're like $10 each. So this one's 4. So this is historically my cheapest board game I've ever, or my cheapest game I've ever bought for a classroom. So yeah, it's really cheap. But I mean, in it too, I mean, I even love the fact that the little thing that they have on the top here to hold the thing onto the shelves was a little piggy thing. It's cute. But I like too that the attention they put to the things on the inside. So when you open up the thing, you have one box for the cards, and you have another box for the coins. And I just thought that was really nice to just keep things, neat and orderly and concise like that. And when you open up the coins, they even come out on this little tray here. And so they have these things you can put the coins back in, and there you go. So yeah, you've got your coins, you've got your cards, and your instructions and everything else you're going to need. But I just thought it was really nicely put together. So in terms of the value for the components and everything that you have, and even the card boxes have cute little pictures and stuff on them. The cards are your general standard card quality. There's nothing too fancy, but they're also not super cheap cards. For the value, I mean, again, this is the kind of game I could see myself playing with grandkids and stuff like that, or sharing with my grade 1 colleagues back at the school, and getting a lot of use out of this for $4. So absolutely, 100% yes, A+ for this one. Okay, let me take it to the table and I'll show you how this game is played. So these are the components that you'll find inside your copy of Piggy Bank. So as I said, these are your gold coins. These are the yellow poker chips that you're going to have. These are supposed to be divided evenly amongst the number of players that you have. So you just take however many chips you have, in my case 17, and divide them up evenly amongst the number of players. Make sure everybody gets the same amount. Then you have your running total. No, not your running total. These are your limit cards. Sorry, I forgot the name for them. These are just called your Piggy Bank cards. So this is to give you the amount that you're not supposed to go over. So in this case, you're not supposed to go over 25. So 25 cents, pence, dollars, rupees, whatever currency you choose to use. So you're going to shuffle up your Piggy Bank cards. You're going to deal over the top card like so. Then you're going to take your cards here. Now, just to show you quickly the cards, so some are going to be green cards that have a denomination on them. So this one's worth 10, again 10 cents or 10 ever, whatever you want to call it. 5s, and then you also have zeros, which can be sneaky cards. And then you have the oink oink cards, which subtract, take away all of the money that was there. So I guess you spend it all. And there should be one more. And you have one pig out card. So the pig out card takes you directly up to the number. So when you play the pig out card, then it takes you to that number, but not over. So that can be a way to force the hand at the other players to make it right at that number. Okay, so you're going to shuffle up these cards, and then let's just say I'm playing a 2-player game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody gets 5 cards, and you put that down as a draw pile. And let's just say I want to play a reduced game, so I'm going to give everybody 3 of these gold coins. Okay, so this player is going first, and what they're going to do is they're going to look at their hands, so they can't go over 65. Well, I've only got 4 cards here. So I've got these. So maybe I want to start off big, and I'm going to go there. So I'm putting this, these are called your running total. So everything that goes there is the running total. And then this player looks, and maybe they just want to start off small, go 5. And now this person has to draw back up again. And then they're going to go 10. And then this person, 1, 2, 3, 4, draw back up to 5. So the 2 will go 10. This person draws back up to 5 and goes 10. And so on. So it keeps going. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. So again, this constant thing, all the numbers that you're using here are counting by 5s. There's no 1s and 2s, or 3s or 4s for that matter, but so everything is by 5. So again, it's very simple in that way. So this person needs 2 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so There we go. So this person is now taking it to 65. So our running total now 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65. This person here, if they don't have a zero, they don't have a zero. So they're forced, they're going to go and they're going to bust. They're going to go over that. So now all these are cleared. Go into the discard, and this player loses a chip. Okay, so now this player has 3, this player has 2, and they go again. So now you put this card underneath, and now you go up to 60. And play continues until one player has lost all their chips. Now, the alternative could be is that you're starting at 60, and now you're going to subtract. So this player subtracts, so now they're down to 50. So you're subtracting from there. So you're going from 60, you're now spending all the money. So 60, 50. So in this one, you're just going to have to make sure that you're emphasizing to the students that it's subtraction, not addition. So 60 minus 10 is 50, minus 10 is 40. And in this case, then, if you got that oink oink card, it's going to make it that it goes down to 0. And so unless the other person plays a 0, they're going to bust. So same idea, but now, again, you're just emphasizing that you want the students to be subtracting instead of adding. So 60, 50, 40, and 35. That's it. That's how you play Piggy Bank. So, seems I have a new publisher on the radar here for me with Hoyle. I'm definitely going to be reaching out to Hoyle and finding out more about what they have. In the thing too, in the deck of cards they gave here, I'm trying to reduce the glare, there we go. So they have a whole bunch of other titles here that I'm going to definitely be looking at, seeing if my dollar store carries these ones as well. Like I said, I just picked up this one on a whim, just thought, yeah, give them a chance, see what it's like. But they have Sharks Are Wild, Piggy Bank, Catch and Fish, 6-in-1 Fun Pack, and yeah. So yeah, hoyleplay.com is their website, so if you want to check them out, please do that. But I am super impressed with this. Like I was saying, this being such a quick game, it fits in well for, if we're talking school settings, then it fits in well with, classroom centers. It fits in well with indoor recesses. It fits in well with just, it's so quick that maybe even if kids are finishing work early and you want them to be doing something to, not be disruptive, whatever, you say, sure, we got just a few minutes. Why don't you go and play Piggy Bank until we're ready to move on to the next activity. Lots of different ways you could be implementing this one very easily into a classroom setting. And at home, it's definitely one of those games that you could be playing with the kids at home, grandkids in my case, and I think kids are going to enjoy this game, so I think it's definitely going to be a winner. And when I think back to my brother and sister and I when we were younger, I really think that this is a game that we could have got behind. We would have enjoyed a game like this and we would have played it. So I have high expectations for this one. So if you're new to the channel, then what I'm doing is I'm putting out content on a weekly basis around topics of gamification, game-based learning. I'm reviewing games such as this one to help you teachers, parents, individuals who want to help others to learn, or maybe help yourself to learn through the play of games. Games are a wonderful learning resource. Children learn so much through play. Adults learn so much through play that it's just something that we really need to be aware of and to be more prepared to use in our pedagogy. If this sounds like something good to you, then please do remember to hit like and subscribe down below, maybe even that little bell to indicate when I'm putting out new content. But as I said, I am putting out content on a weekly basis to make sure that I'm giving fresh content to you, the viewer. And if you ever have any ideas for things you might like to see on the channel, whether it is topics for gamification, game-based learning, if it's games that you know of, or publishers such as Hoyle that maybe I've never heard of before, then please leave me that message in the comment section below. I do love to hear from the viewers, because then that means you're giving me ideas that are relevant to you and therefore going to be relevant to other people as well. And that is going to wrap it up for today's episode. Until next time, I am Craig Thompson Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?